Hey everyone, so in this video I wanted to show you how to do a mini bobble and also how to carry so you can get the yarn color changes in here. This is a fin for my no sew sea turtle pattern. Now please keep in mind there's probably many ways to do this that work better for others. This is just the way I do it, and I hope it helps. So a mini bobble stitch is essentially a bobble stitch, you just don't go as far to get at the 5 loops on your hook. So I'm going to show you with the same color just so you can get the idea of what a mini bobble is first. So we're going to yarn over. You're going to insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through. So you got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through the first 2. Now you have 2 on your hook. So then you're going to yarn over again, back in that same stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through those 2 first stitches on your hook, and now you have 3. So for a bobble you would continue doing that until you had 5 here, but for a mini bobble we're just going to do till you have the 3. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and that's a mini bobble. So then when you go over to do your next stitch, however many the pattern calls for, you would have your mini bobble, which if it's puffed out that way, you just got to take your finger, pop it out so it's facing the right way, and there you have a mini bobble. So now, if that helps, you can continue doing your pattern, or you can continue to watch to see how I do a color change to get this look. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do a color change so that we can get the mini bobbles to look like this. Now please keep in mind, like I said before, there's probably many ways on how to do this color change. This is just how I like to do it. So you're going to take your new color, and I like the shorter end facing that way. So we're going to put that on the hook, and I'm going to consider that one of the loops, and I'll show you why. So we have the yarn on the hook. You're going to hold it with your finger so you don't lose it. Then you're going to go in there, yarn over, pull through. So now you have 3 loops on your hook, but this one's just loose, which is why you want to hold it. And you yarn over, and you're going to go ahead and pull through those 2 stitches. Now remember, you don't want to lose this one, so make sure it stays on that side. Now we're going to yarn over again, insert in that stitch, yarn over, pull through. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, and now you have 3 loops on your hook. So yarn over, and pull through all 3. Now what I typically do is I pull that out so I don't lose that loop. I go in here, pull that tight, and I tie off this tail. Now I do this because I don't want to lose that stitch. I don't want the mini bobble to come undone. I always do 3 knots. You can do as many as you want. So now you're going to continue with what the pattern says, only this time you're going to go and get your original color, which is tied off now. So go in there, go in the stitch, and go ahead, and do a regular single crochet. And now there's your mini bobble, and it's all nice and tied off. So now you can see on this pattern there's multiple rows of these mini bobbles that are different colors. Now a lot of people might just cut this off, and they would have just tied these 2 ends together instead of tying it to the gray like I did, and then just repeating it each time. And that's just a lot of extra steps that I don't like, so I carry the color through the whole thing, and I'll show you what I mean. So here we already have the 1 mini bobble in the new color. It is tied off. So I'm going to take that loop. Now the next stitch calls for another mini bobble, so I'm going to leave this one, pick this color back up, yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over through the first 2 loops, yarn over, back in, yarn over, pull through. Now I have 4, yarn over through the first 2, got 3 loops on my hook, and pull through all 3. So then you're going to drop that color, pick your main body color back up, and continue with what the pattern said. And then pop that out to make it look. So there we got 2 mini bobbles, same piece of yarn, and I'm just going to continue it all the way through. Now the next row has no mini bobbles in it, And I'm going to keep working it to show you how I tie it off in the end. Okay, so I went ahead and did what the rest of the pattern called for. Now it's time to do another mini bobble right here. And you might notice when you're carrying the color, you're like, oh, it's way over here, so how do I get it back? Well, it's pretty simple. So you're just going to insert your hook. You're going to leave that color and grab this one. Now you want to grab this tight, because if you grab it loose to do the mini bobble, you have all of this slack. And you don't want all that slack because it could end up creating a hole over time. But you also don't want it too tight where it like alters the shape of your project. So you kind of got to find a happy medium. So I like to grab it. I'm going to do another mini bobble. Okay. I'm going to pull the gray so it's nice and tight. And we're doing the next stitches it calls for. Drop that color. Pick up the mini bobble color. And then drop that one. And so on and so forth. And we're going to continue doing that till we're all done with this fin. And that is what it looks like when you're carrying that yarn over. And this is probably a good distance. It's not too slack and it's not changing the shape. Sorry, the yarn's shedding. But that's what you're going to continue doing. Now I'm going to finish this fin and go to show you how to secure this color at the very end. And I hope this video is helping so far. Okay, so now I finished all the mini bobbles for this fin. I will say the one downside about carrying the color through it all is that you can get really twisted. So as you keep working, you kind of just have to move everything down. And again, you don't have to do it this way. You can tie it off each time. This is just more efficient for me and saves time. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a longer tail. I like to pull off that excess fuzz. And then I'm going to go in here, in that very first tail that I had, that I tied off to the gray. I'm going to find that, take these two, and tie them. Now you don't want to pull it too tight, because then this whole area is going to come up. Just want to give it a good little tug. Probably should have made that tail a little longer, because this yarn likes to come apart. And I do my 3 knots. Put those back in there. And now the color changes are secure. Then I'm going to finish what the pattern says, going around. And then when you go to fold it, you want to make sure that the same amount of mini bobbles stay on each side, looking like this. Now this is the same concept for the head. So this is also what the head will do with the little mini bobbles. So this is the No Sew Sea Turtle in Sweet Snuggles Light. Yeah, and it just adds a little bit of character to them. So I hope this helps and makes it easier with carrying the mini bobbles. Again, if you know of a different, again, if you know of a different way that is easier for you, go ahead and do it that way. This is just what works for me. But I hope this helps and have fun.